Welcome back to Blake's Takes, everyone. And if you are listening through the podcast, I know you can't see us, but if you are watching us, you see that we are coming to this event wearing suit and tie because it is time to talk about the Oscars.
Sir.
I'm Blake, your host, and as always with me, my co-host Garrett.
Good to be here again, guys.
Looking all spiffy.
Mm-hmm.
We are dressed up, not head to toe, just waist up.
Yep, just waist up.
But we have on our suit and tie because it is time to talk about the Oscars. The moment we've been waiting for, happening on March 12th. What was, I don't know if it is now, but what was the biggest night in award show during the award season? It seems like that has really gone down a lot over these last few years.
Absolutely. I feel like people used to make movies like with the Oscars in mind. They're like, is this going to get me an Oscar? And now I feel like people aren't so concerned with it anymore.
It just used to be the most prestige night in Hollywood. Really still is, but not as many people care about it.
No.
But honestly, I am genuinely looking forward to this year's Oscars because the lineup this year is actually pretty great. I will say, because I've looked at some of the lineups from the last few years. Not really as great as this one. This lineup actually has a lot of great movies that I thoroughly enjoyed.
But yeah, no, it was definitely solid movies all around. I don't think there was maybe like a couple that I really wasn't thoroughly I didn't thoroughly enjoy.
Right. And we can kind of tell people's opinions about the Oscars just even looking at the viewership from the last decade. So going back to 2013, the viewership for that Oscars was 40.3 million. 2014, 43.7 million. That was the year Ellen DeGeneres hosted. 2015, 37.2 million. 2016, 34.3 million. I remember that was Chris Rock that year. And then the next 2 years, Jimmy Kimmel hosted 2017, 2018. But 2017 had 32.9 million viewers. 2018, 26.5 million viewers. 2019, 29.6 million. 2020, 23.6 million. Okay, it's going down a little bit.
Yeah.
But then we get to 2021, 10.4 million viewers.
And you know why that's even worse? The 2021 Oscars was the Oscars after the year of COVID.
So
during COVID. So everybody was sitting at home, had nothing else to do, and they still chose to not watch the Oscars.
That's actually a really good point. Everyone was locked up. They had nothing else to do.
Yep.
So that is actually the lowest rating ever. Lowest viewership ever in Oscar history is 2021.
Yeah. And I know they tried to switch some stuff up the next year.
They brought back hosts because they hadn't had hosts the previous 3 years, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
But 2022, even not much of an increase, was 16.6 million viewers. That's the second lowest ever. So the last few years have been the lowest viewership in Oscars history. The most viewed was 1999, which was 57.2 million, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the viewership honestly might be better this year. I feel like
I do too.
I feel like there's more people talking about it. Maybe it's just our little circle that's talking about it more.
But I feel like I hear more people talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also could speak to the quality of the films that were released that year. Because like you said, I feel like this year has definitely had a good lineup of movies.
But no, I do feel like a lot more people are talking about the Oscars this year because even though you do have your, typical Oscar best pictures that you would see in there, like the Banshees of Inisherin,
however they want to say it.
Tar, movies like that. You also have big blockbusters again kind of moving back in there with Top Gun Maverick, with Avatar The Way of Water. So you do have massive blockbusters back in the Oscar discussions, directors like James Cameron and all that. So I feel like that's kind of helping as well.
Probably.
So, I don't know. I do hope that it's back on the uprise. I hope they do get more viewers.
I hope so too, because it is a pretty fun event to watch, even if it is super long sometimes. I understand that.
They can be fun. Award shows haven't been the best over these last few years, but there was a time like early in the 2010s, like mid 2010s, I would get genuinely excited for these award shows. And they actually made them funny. I feel like we haven't had a great host in a while, just award shows, period.
Yeah.
So what we'll do with this episode is we want to give our predictions of who we think is going to win at the Oscars. So we're going to go through the major categories, tell you who we think should win, and as well if anyone got snubbed. Because there's some snubs.
Yeah.
There's some snubs.
There are definitely some snubs that, aren't even in the conversation or not even nominated for certain categories.
All right, so I want to start with the category actor in a leading role. And the nominees for this are going to be Austin Butler from Elvis, Colin Farrell from the Banshees of Inisherin. Am I saying that right, man?
Honestly, it sounds good to me.
Okay.
I think you're putting a good little Irish accent to it. It sounds good.
All right. Brendan Fraser from The Whale, Paul Mescal from After Sun, and Bill Nye from Living. So honestly, pretty solid category list for that. Who do you think's gonna win?
I honestly feel like it might go to Brendan Fraser.
I was gonna say the same thing. I do have a feeling it's gonna go to Brendan Fraser. Now, Austin Butler did win for the Golden Globes for actor in leading role.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Fraser just won though for the SAG Awards.
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, as amazing as Austin Butler was, I don't know. I feel like it would be a great story if Brendan Fraser won. It would,
honestly. Yeah. And if anything, I feel like that's what Oscars are about. That's what these award shows are about.
Yeah.
Like, bro, they're trying to create a narrative.
Right.
Like, it does, like I guarantee you they do not look at this objectively. And yeah, everybody loves the Brendan Fraser, comeback story right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
well-deserved.
Yeah, absolutely well-deserved. Like, I'm not saying this is going to be like a pity award or anything like that. Like, he truly does deserve it. But I don't know. I just feel like that's the direction they're going to go this year.
I do have a feeling. I don't know. I do have a feeling.
That would definitely be a crowd pleaser to me.
I think everyone would love it.
I think everyone would love it if Brendan. I don't think one person would be mad if Brendan Fraser got it instead of the other nominees.
Right. But if not Brendan Fraser, then definitely Austin Butler would win.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, I mean, that one kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
I don't know. 2022 was a pretty good year for Colin Farrell between the Batman and this movie and the Banshees.
Yeah.
He was funny.
He was funny, especially as Penguin. He killed it as Penguin, bro. And he was funny in Banshees of Inisherin too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was. No, he's really showing off his comedic side this year.
Yeah. But honestly, it's like, what I like though is it's not like punchlines.
No.
It's not punchlines.
No.
It's just like him. He's just playing like kind of these kooky characters.
Yeah.
And I was definitely surprised with his role in Banshees.
Paul Mescal was really good too in After Sun. I actually just watched that recently. And if anyone has seen that one, that one will fuck you up emotionally.
Were you crying?
It's weird. I was chilling the whole movie. I was fine. And then it was literally the very last scene. I was like, damn. Like for the next hour, I was walking around the house just going, damn. Like just thinking to myself, honestly, the whole thing. Damn.
It's pretty crazy. Like there are definitely some movies out there like, I don't know, like right after I watch it, I'll just be like thinking, like it just gets me thinking, and honestly, not even necessarily about the movie, but like I'll try to like relate it to my own life.
Yeah.
And then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I'm having like a cathartic experience over here. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm just walking around the rest of the day just going, I don't know. But no, Paul Mescal was great. That movie was really good. All right, next category, we have actor in a supporting role. So the nominees for this category is going to be Brendan Gleeson and the Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry and Causeway, Jude Hirsch and the Fabelmans, Barry Cogan and the Banshees of Inisherin, and Kiku Kwan and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Who you got in that category?
That's a good one. That's a good category.
That is a good category.
Honestly, I think I want to go Kiku Kwan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I want to go Kiku Kwan.
I mean, Everything Everywhere has kind of been sweeping
the
award shows.
It really has.
But he was so good in that movie.
He was so good. Honestly, bro, I didn't even consider him like a supporting cast member.
Like a leading?
Yes. Like he was a big part of that movie.
Yeah, he was. I agree. But even Barry Cogan was like, he was really good in the Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, he was.
Now, talking about snubs, I want to tell you this. So you saw The Fabelmans, yes?
Yes.
Judd Hirsch got nominated for The Fabelmans. He was the crazy uncle that was in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He got nominated for supporting role.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought his performance was good.
It was.
He was in there for like 10 minutes.
I know. Like 10 minutes, bro.
What?
And so I think who really, really, really got snubbed is either Brad Pitt from Babylon or Diego Calva, who played Manny in Babylon as well.
Yeah.
Both of them were amazing and both of them had major roles in their movies.
I mean, was Manny not leading?
So that's where it's kind of hard because Brad Pitt was nominated during the Golden Globe for supporting I feel like there's so many.
There was honestly, I feel like it was very even screen time between Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and
Diego Calva.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of hard to determine who goes in what category.
Yeah.
But I do know Brad Pitt was nominated for supporting actor at the Golden Globes.
Okay, because honestly, if anything, I would say Diego was the leading.
Yeah. So
that was his story.
I mean, snub for both of them, bro.
Yeah.
But snub for both of them because that movie was fucking amazing and they played crucial roles in their movies. But I would say definitely Ke Huy Quan winner for that category.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, so next category we got is actress in a leading role. So for these nominees, we have Cate Blanchett from Tar, Ana de Armas from Blonde, Andrea Riseborough from To Leslie, Michelle Williams from The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
You know, I think I'm gonna have to go Everything Everywhere All at Once. Michelle Yeoh.
Once again.
Yeah, bro. I honestly think they're gonna sweep the Oscars this year.
It's very possible. I remember seeing that movie in theater when it like first came out. People were talking about it, but it was not like, oh my God, this movie's we win in Best Picture for the Oscars. So I really didn't know like what to think going into it because I had heard it around the town, oh, this movie's really good. And then I saw it. I was like, bro, I knew that it was going to get plenty of nominations at the Oscars. Like right as I saw that, I knew it would, but I was curious. I was like, I wonder, because it's a very different Oscar movie. It's a very different Best Picture movie.
Yeah,
because it has a lot of comedy in it. It has a lot of moments where it doesn't take itself too serious, but then has really heartfelt moments. So I feel like it was just a very different Best Picture movie.
I feel like it was definitely a very well-rounded movie.
Yeah, it was.
Like I remember watching that and thinking like, man, there is seriously something like for everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
Like you want emotion, it's there. You want action, it's there. You like a little sci-fi to your movies, that's there as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm telling you, it just like had a little bit of something for everybody.
Now, if Michelle Yeoh, for some reason, does not win, I could see Cate Blanchett sneaking in there for Tar.
Yeah.
I've heard people are saying Ana de Armas may sneak in there as well for Blonde, but the thing is, no one liked that movie. No one liked Blonde.
Okay.
The thing with Cate Blanchett is I really loved her performance. I wasn't the biggest fan of Tar. I was like kind of unsatisfied with certain subplots and character storylines. I even thought she could have even been more crazy than her character was in the movie. Because I mean, that's what she's supposed to be, like a crazy musician, composer, kind of like J.K. Simmons in Whiplash.
Yeah. Just like an extremely passionate artist doing whatever she can to, get the result that she wants.
But so if Michelle Yeoh for some reason doesn't win, if anything, I would see Cate Blanchett sneaking in there for Tar. Now, any snubs? I think me and you can agree mutually on this. Margot Robbie in Babylon.
Bro. Margot was amazing in Babylon.
Dude, that's her favorite performance of mine.
Really?
Yes. Even more so than Wolf of Wall Street, even more so than I, Tonya.
Why do you think that's your favorite performance of hers?
I feel like that was a kind of going back to what you're saying earlier about Everything Everywhere All at Once. I feel like this performance was very well rounded for her. Yeah. Between comedic moments in this movie with her, heartfelt one, sad, depressing.
Yeah.
I mean, even the scene when it's her first day on set for Silence Film Productions.
I loved that scene.
And she's just crying on command. Yeah. Cut, done. Crying on command, cut, done. I don't know. It was just great.
God. No, that was so awesome. And I'm like, and I get that that's, technically we're watching Margot Robbie be a different actress in that moment, but bro, that is her talent.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And also,
I mean, I get there is a decent amount of actors and actresses that can do that, but like on a dime like that, that was pretty cool to watch. And the other scene when it's their first day on set for sound films. Yes.
And she is just getting so frustrated and scared. I mean, that scene was fucking hilarious, but there was just so many moments in Babylon where I was just glued to the screen, amazed by Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
No, not to mention
that sound filming was hilarious.
Bro, so funny.
That shit was so funny.
And I mean, once again, as always, she's looking beautiful in it. Yeah.
I mean, it's Margot Robbie. Like,
it's Margot Robbie.
We don't even have to elaborate.
But more than I don't know, more than usual in this one for some reason.
I think it might have just been because of her character, the explicit outfits they had her wearing.
Yeah.
I mean, that definitely will capture your eye a little bit more.
So I do think she got snubbed at least for a nomination in this movie.
Yes,
absolutely 100%.
She 100% deserved a nomination.
Her, Diego Calva, and Brad Pitt. I think they all got snubbed of nominations this year.
For sure. God, it is really surprising to see those reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff after watching that movie.
I know. Even Google users, even IMDb, like they're not the highest, and especially Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
56% critic score, 52% audience score.
I don't get it.
I don't
Honestly,
get it.
I
And
think
it just bombed at the box office, complete flop.
Dude, I do not get it. Because, I mean, part of me thinks it's because of the explicit part of it. You already lose. I feel like you already lose 25% of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes because it is too explicit for some people.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I would say like the only other drawback that I felt was like it felt a little too long. Like it felt like it towards the end, it felt like it should have ended probably 3 times.
Okay.
Like it felt like it should have ended. It couldn't really pick a point to cut off.
Okay.
But other than that,
I can make the argument that with the first time I watched Django Unchained, your favorite movie, I mean, obviously I love that movie too.
Yeah.
But there were several times when I thought that movie was going to end before it did.
Yeah.
So
but honestly, upon like knowing the endings to that movie,
you can't.
I would never want it to end on any other way.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For a 3-hour, 9-minute movie, I never felt bored of the story. I never got tired of it. I mean, there's so much energy in that movie, and I love the story. Like, I really was invested the whole 3 hours.
I was too. And honestly, one of my favorite thing about that movie was just seeing them operate in the chaos.
Yeah.
They just live in chaos and they just accept it and they're fine.
That's Hollywood.
That's Hollywood. And I don't know, that was just
how it's always been.
I love that.
All right, a little side conversation about Babylon.
A little detour on Babylon.
God,
but
I fucking love Babylon.
Right,
Bro, because the ending too, when it goes over the progress of film, that whole montage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's when I got emotional.
I know for you.
Yeah.
I was watching that. I was like, wow, Blake probably loved this shit.
I did. That's when I got emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay. So next category we have is actress in a supporting role. Here are the nominees for that. We have Angela Bassett and Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
First time we've actually had a nomination for an MCU film, actor-wise.
Yeah.
Hong Chu and The Whale, Carrie Condon and The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu in Everything Everywhere All at Once as well. So multiple nominations for Everything Everywhere in that category. The Jamie Lee Curtis one still kind of surprises me.
That surprised me too.
Yeah.
She seemed more... She didn't really seem like a
supporting.
Yeah, I don't. She didn't seem like important enough of a character. She was
great in it.
I mean, she was like a psychopath half the time.
Right. It was a great performance, but I really was surprised to see her get nominated for a supporting role.
Part of me feels like her name is just what got her on, but
I don't know. So Angela Bassett won the Golden Globe for Wakanda Forever, which that kind of shocked me as well because she's great once again, but she's not in it too long.
No. She's not.
And Jamie Lee Curtis won the SAG Awards for this category.
Interesting.
So who do you think is going to win this category? I feel like this category is the most up in the air.
Yeah. I honestly, there's not one on there where I'm like, ooh, it's that person.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I'm going back and forth between Stephanie Hsu and Carrie Condon.
Okay.
I thought those two had the best performances, honestly.
Yeah.
Personally, I would like to see Carrie Condon win.
Okay.
But personally, I feel like it's going to go to Stephanie Hsu.
Okay. I once again agree. So,
oh my God.
I mean, like I said, I was really surprised that Jamie Lee Curtis won for this category.
Yeah, no, that surprises me too.
I really thought Stephanie Hsu should be winning this category for sure.
Yeah.
At those other award shows. So I would love to see her win this category at the Oscars, especially being how young she is.
Mm-hmm.
And she was almost the lead actress in this movie. You know?
No,
so,
she could easily have been mistaken for the lead actress.
Right. So,
but also, and I feel like the reason why, we talk about a well-rounded performance, and I feel like the reason why that Everything Everywhere All at Once does so well is because you're going dimension to dimension.
I was about to say it's a multiverse.
You have to be a well-rounded actor, actress, or anything to be in that movie and do it well and believably.
I agree.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I would not be mad if Carrie Condon won as well because I thought she was great in The Banshees of Inisherin.
I thought she was pretty funny.
She was funny. Yeah,
she was funny.
And I was sad to see her go at the end.
I was too. But honestly, it was definitely the best decision for her character.
Yeah, I agree. But I think Stephanie Hsu will win this category at the Oscars.
Probably.
But I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't. I'm honestly
no, I know. I have no idea what direction they want to go with that.
Yeah, I'm honestly really curious to see who wins that night. Okay, moving into the next category. I feel like you got me on this category. We have animated feature film. And the nominations for that one are going to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It's not that bum ass Disney one.
Okay.
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and lastly, Turning Red. You know what's funny is when Sean and Dusty came down to visit with their kids, I actually saw like most of The Sea Beast, and I really enjoyed it. Actually,
that's where I was watching it.
Yes, that's that movie.
Okay, I knew the movie, but I just like forgot where I saw like most of it. I didn't watch it beginning to end, but yeah, I have seen bits and pieces of that.
Now, I did Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Now, I understand people love this one. That's fine. I'm not gonna bash this movie. I don't like Pinocchio's story in general. I'm not the biggest Pinocchio guy.
Yeah.
So you're
just going to be biased immediately.
Well, I couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
You know? And I tried. I genuinely tried. I just couldn't.
Man, dude, I feel like animation is also so up for grabs. Like,
I think, to be honest, I think it'll come, I think it'll come down to two.
Puss in Boots?
Puss in Boots and Pinocchio.
I mean, obviously, I want to say Puss in Boots.
Right.
I loved Puss in Boots.
Let's say Puss in Boots.
Let's go Puss in Boots.
Let's go Puss in Boots.
I want that one to win. I'm just not sure that that's what they're gonna pick.
All right, we're putting our money on Puss in Boots because the thing is, I think people expected those other nominees to be good. I feel like Puss in Boots that came out of nowhere.
Bro,
just with how good it was.
It came out of nowhere and it just took the internet by storm, bro. Everybody loved it.
And I love the animation style on that one too.
Yes.
All right, we're putting our money in Puss in Boots, The Last Wish for animated feature film. Ooh, that's going to be interesting.
I know. I'm really curious. Weirdly enough, I feel like I could see them picking. I really could see them picking Sea Beast or even Turning Red. I don't know.
Disney's had enough, man.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I know. I don't want Turning Red to win.
No.
By any means. But I don't know. I could just see them picking it.
All right. Next category that we have is cinematography. Ooh, okay. So the nominees for cinematography, we have All Quiet on the Western Front.
Ooh.
We have Bardo, The False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths. To be honest, I've never heard of that one, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
We have Elvis. We have Empire of Light, and we have Tar. I think you could debate there being a few snubs for cinematography for sure. Two come to mind for me, and that's going to be The Batman and Nope.
Yeah.
I thought Nope had really good cinematography. You know, filming in IMAX, filming during the day, editing them to night scenes, just looked amazing.
Yeah, no, that I agree. That's definitely a snub on that.
Oof. Them horror movies don't get love, man.
No, they don't.
They don't.
I mean, bro, there were some really cool shots out of that.
Bro, there were some amazing shots.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they had raining blood.
Yeah.
You got the photo taken out of the well. Like, I don't know.
I think Nope definitely got snubbed for cinematography.
For this category, 100%. Yeah. Who do you think's going to win on that out of those nominees?
So out of the nominees, I want to say All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
That's who I'm going to go with. I will say, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Tar, and I know that is a hot take, I did notice when I was watching that, I did really enjoy the camera work in there. I thought they had some really creative camera work, some great shots.
Yeah.
One that particularly comes into mind was when she's walking down the hallway in her hotel at the very end and it's going through all the different setups in each room. I just thought that was a really creative shot. And there's a lot of one takes in this movie, a lot of long takes in Tar as well.
Yeah.
So
honestly, I feel like anybody who does that for a film and it comes out well, gets very respected in this category.
If I'm going to put a bet on someone else that would win this category, I would say Tar for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and put my money on All Quiet on the Western Front though for now.
I was probably going to I was going to go there as well for All Quiet on the Western Front. Okay, well, one, because out of that list, I loved that movie. And I feel like war movies especially, get respected in this regard as well, because I mean, just of what they have to capture in order for it to come out well.
But sometimes war movies can almost get a little too hectic. But I when I first watched this film, that was like one of the first things I noticed was the cinematography in this.
Yeah.
All right. So putting our money down.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet on the Western Front. All right. Few snubs for nominations. Nope. And The Batman. Next category we got is costume design. So the nominations for costume design are going to be Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I like that title, actually.
It's a good title.
Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Low key, I almost want to go Elvis.
Really?
Yeah. Even though I would like Babylon.
I was going to say Babylon. It was definitely between Babylon and Elvis for me.
Okay. I would like to see Babylon, but I'm kind of putting my money on Elvis right now.
All right. A lot of, honestly, anything with like a time period, like that's where, you know, costume design really does come into effect. I'm thinking of like all the different scenes in Babylon because.
But then again, Elvis, there was just, I mean, an Elvis suit like that. It's iconic. Like
it's
Elvis.
I get where you're coming from. It's iconic. It's what people know.
It's almost just as important, like to his whole performance as anything else.
Yeah, it's very nostalgic. It's something that if you didn't get right, that movie was not going to go right.
Right. So I'm gonna put my money on Elvis.
I kind of want to go Babylon though.
Okay.
I think I want to go Babylon.
All right. Ooh, we'll see who wins that one.
I want Babylon on that.
All right. Again, I love Babylon, so I wouldn't be mad.
No, I know you wouldn't be mad at that.
But I'm gonna put my money on Elvis.
I feel like Elvis. You're probably right. Elvis probably will win just because of the name and the nostalgia. But I'm putting my money on Babylon.
All right. So next category we have is directing. Now the nominees for this one is Martin McDonagh from The Banshees of Inisherin. Daniel.
You're like saying it different every time.
I know. I'm saying it.
Inisherin.
I'm just stupid. That's it. Inisherin. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. Now, a few notables that have won for these lately. I mean, we saw Martin Scorsese. He didn't win for directing until The Departed in 2006.
Yeah.
Spike Lee finally won an Oscar for directing for BlacKkKlansman years ago. So I don't know. I feel like directing can always be a toss up.
It can be a surprise winner.
Yeah.
Not just a big name for the sake of a big name.
Right.
So, well, the top three in my head, I know I'm trying to narrow it down. Maybe I can figure it out while I talk about it. So, for sure, Everything Everywhere All at Once. For sure, Triangle of Sadness.
Okay.
And The Fabelmans.
Okay.
I want to say it's between those three.
Okay.
And I feel, so the reason I say The Fabelmans is because it's basically Steven Spielberg's life story. Yeah, like it's his story.
It is his love letter to Hollywood.
Yes. So in that sense, I feel like he might get a little sympathy on that one. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But as far as Everything Everywhere All at Once and Triangle of Sadness goes, I feel like those two might win just because of the crazy direction they both went.
Yes.
Like they were both like, I did not know what was coming next in either of those movies, and I loved them both.
Yep.
So off of pure like critical, viewing, I would say it's between those two. And
should I tell you?
I want to say Triangle of Sadness.
Dude, I want to too.
I want to say Triangle of Sadness. Yeah. I want to go Triangle of Sadness.
I do too. I want to say Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness as well.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, that had crazy direction.
It was crazy direction. And like I said, truly did not know where that movie was going to go. And also just the sheer hilarity of it. I don't know. There was so many funny scenes that should not be funny. Like it had that, bro, it had that gritty, dark humor that you and me love so much. And yeah, it just took so many turns I was not expecting. Yeah. I want to go Triangle of Sadness.
And honestly, I think that's going to be one of the upsets of the night.
Yeah.
I think, okay, let's put our money on it.
Triangle of Sadness.
Damn.
I want that one for directing.
I do too. All right. A snub, I would say, obviously, Damien Chazelle, Babylon.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Bro,
Come
feel
on,
like
bro.
Babylon got snubbed all across the board, bro.
So snubbed.
I do not understand why it's got such low ratings.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but it's making me mad the more we talk about it.
All right, next category we have is going to be film editing. Nominations for this are going to be The Banshees of Inisherin. Bro,
Shiren or Sheeran, pick one.
fuck this, man.
Banshees of Inisherin.
The Banshees of Ireland.
Banshees of Ireland.
Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. Now, for me, I think there's one clear winner for this one, and I think it's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking editing in that was insane. It was, a multiverse movie, and it was better than Marvel's editing.
Yeah. And
MCU's editing.
even more impressive on a much smaller budget.
Oh, yeah. Much smaller.
So much smaller.
So the fact that the editing just looked that amazing for the movie that it was, best multiverse movie that we've gotten.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Everything Everywhere All at Once for sure for that.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that.
All right. Easy peasy. Next category that we have is makeup and hairstyling. The nominees for this is All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman. Ooh, okay. Finally got some Batman in there. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Okay, again. Elvis and The Whale. Shit, actually,
Ooh, that's a good category.
this is a good category.
The first two initial ones that stick out to me are probably Wakanda Forever
Okay.
and Elvis.
Okay.
The-
Interesting.
Those two are the ones that stick out to me. What sticks out to you?
You know what's funny is the ones that stick out to me are The Whale, because of the fat suit that they put on Brendan Fraser,
Yeah.
and low key even All Quiet for some reason. I do see where you're coming from, especially for Elvis.
Yeah.
Black Panther Wakanda
Hey,
Forever. I wouldn't say so,
now
but
that I'm thinking about it, maybe not Wakanda.
yeah.
Like I don't know why. Maybe costume.
Okay.
They did have good costumes,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though we didn't pick that for costume design. But
That one's tough. That is a good category.
yeah, it is.
Because here's the thing. Not as much had to go into other characters for The Whale. I think that's going to be the one thing.
Yeah, it
that
was
might hold
mainly
it back.
focused on Brendan Fraser.
Yes, as to where, for Elvis and like even the Batman are All Quiet, it was for a lot
It was all
of
around.
characters.
It was all around. Yeah.
Even if it was extras.
Yeah.
So because of that,
now I'm thinking like more the Batman and then All Quiet.
and now I'm thinking more Elvis.
Dude, I don't. What is going on?
Honestly, shit. You know what? I'm gonna bet Elvis.
You're gonna bet Elvis?
Yeah, I am actually.
You got me thinking All Quiet now.
Think about it. Like, not to mention you're already in the 19 teens,
Yeah.
early 19th century or 20th century, early 20th century, and like all that mud, dirt, grime, water, like all that shit.
Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah. A lot of blood.
Oh shit. Actually,
I think I'm gonna go All Quiet now.
okay.
I think I'm gonna go All Quiet.
For some reason, I feel like they're just gonna give it to Elvis. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I can see why you think that.
Right.
But yeah, if I were to pick, I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna go All Quiet. God, I know we jumped all over on this one.
I know
but
we did.
we did, but I think I'm gonna go All Quiet on that.
Okay.
What's your final pick for that one?
See, I'm trying to make these decisions like I want to put money down on it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Elvis, man.
All right.
Fuck.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why too, especially with, Austin Butler himself, because
Yeah.
they had to show like each stage of his
Right.
life and everything. So
And that time period again. They
Yeah.
did go through multiple time periods with the 40s, 50s,
Yep.
60s, 70s.
so that's a good pick as well.
yeah. Okay.
But all right.
all right. So
We'll see who gets that
all
one.
right. Yeah, we'll see. Next up, music for original score.
right.
This is gonna be a category for me for
Yeah,
sure.
this is definitely more you.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but when I watch a movie, score is just not something that really like pops out to me.
And
I don't know
it's
why.
It's really funny because that is like
the first thing you
first
notice.
thing that pops
I
out
know.
for me.
I know. I'm just like focused on the actors and the story, and like
Bro.
I want to hear what they're doing.
I'm an absolute sucker for scores.
I know you are. And see, like if I listen to it on its own later,
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Right.
I love it, especially when I can connect that to the scene
Yes,
that it's
yeah.
from.
Yeah.
But initially, that is not what I focus.
Score can boost a film up major for me.
Yeah.
Especially with its connection to that scene alone. I mean, it just can emphasize that scene so much.
Gives you chills.
It does. It does. It literally does. So for the nominations, it is going to be All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin. That sounded more right
Let's
this
just start
time.
calling it Banshees, honestly.
Okay. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and The Fablemans. So I want to start with possibly a few snubs.
Mm.
In my opinion, it's going to be The Batman and After Sun.
Yeah.
As much as I love my boy John Williams, I do not think The Fablemans should have been nominated for this category.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a story we've seen a lot with John Williams and Steven Spielberg. And out of all of his scores, it just didn't really stick out as much as the other ones to me. However, between The Batman and After Sun surprisingly had an amazing score for, the kind of movie that it was. It was actually amazing. And then The Batman,
okay, that's one I do
right?
know.
Yeah.
And yes, The Batman was an amazing score.
It was.
Michael Giacchino, bro.
Michael Giacchino.
God, man is killing it in Hollywood right now. But it seems to me like the best scores always seem to come out of like action movies. For the most part. Or I mean,
you mean like fast-paced movies or
I get maybe more epic movies and
okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. Like
I know what you're saying.
Like I mean
you're saying The Fablemans wasn't epic.
Yeah, no, it was just a very small controlled story.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when you're covering something like big and as grand as like, the character that Batman is and
the crazy stories like Everything Everywhere, Babylon.
Yes, like you know what I mean? I feel like the music
War.
needs to War.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the score needs to reflect that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, yes. The Banshees was actually surprisingly great score.
Yeah, that kind of breaks what I was just saying because that was another small, very controlled story.
Wow, fuck.
But
I just shat on your
I know, whatever.
But
all right, in general.
In general.
Well, I'll leave it up to you on this one because this is your category. So who do you think is going to win on this?
I think it's going to be Babylon.
Babylon?
I do. I think this is one where I'm like, I think it could definitely win.
Okay.
I think it could definitely win.
Who would you say like would be a close second?
All Quiet was a great score. I just don't think it had too many distinct pieces. And also you have, bombs, gunshots, all that shit going on.
That's kind of taken over.
Right. Yeah. That's going to be that loud sound that you're going to need for those aspects of the film. But I do think it had a great few pieces, especially that one, like almost like a war hype. It was like, like that siren sound.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But I mean, Justin Hurwitz with Babylon, I mean, this is right up Damien Chazelle's alley with his movies. They've been working together for a hot minute now. Obviously, I absolutely love La La Land. So I do think Babylon will continue that great rapport between those two and they'll win again.
I like that pick.
You just gonna put your money on that too then?
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one.
Right.
And plus I loved Babylon. So
yeah. Now for writing, we have the writing for adapted screenplay and we have writing for original screenplay. First for the nominees for adapted screenplay is going to be All Quiet on the Western Front. As we know, it's been done plenty of times.
I think this is the third iteration of it. Yeah.
Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. I'm going to go ahead and put my money on Women Talking.
Really?
It seems like that kind of movie to win for adapted screenplay. What were you going to say?
I was going to say All Quiet.
Okay. I
think I'm going to go All Quiet on that one.
I'm going to go Women Talking. And then for original screenplay, we have The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. Dang, that is a good one.
Right? Again, why do I sometimes want to lean towards Triangle of Sadness?
I did too. Yeah. Honestly, I think I just love the randomness of that movie. But
I feel like Everything Everywhere will probably win.
Probably.
I think Triangle of Sadness is going to win one.
It'll have to win one.
It'll win one. It'll either win the original screenplay or it'll win directing. I feel like it's going to be one of those two.
It's got to. Because to me, it was too good of a movie to not get that. I agree. And I think its critical rating right now is also I think it's underrated.
But if I were to put my money down, money on the line, I'd say Everywhere.
Yeah, it's probably the safe bet.
Yeah.
Probably the safe bet.
What's the under? I don't know, but the under is looking like in favor of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
But would not be mad at all if Triangle of Sadness won.
Neither would I.
So that's my backup. That's my backup one for original screenplay.
All right.
The more I think about it, the more I really love that movie. There's two movies where I'm like, the more I think about them, the more I really love them. And that's Triangle of Sadness and After Sun. The more I think about them, the more they're even, I mean, I already did love them to start with, but the more they're growing on me even more. So only two more before we get to the big daddy, the granddaddy of them all, Best Picture. We have sound left and we have visual effects.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Those are two good ones.
Right? So first we'll go with sound. And the nominees for sound is All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick. And I like this category because I think some movies that I hope get some recognition will finally win in this category.
Yeah.
And I think those two movies are The Batman and Top Gun: Maverick. Because the sound of the Batman was fucking good.
Yes, it was.
With those punches and the car.
Yeah, the Batmobile was iconic in that. But yeah,
but then between Top Gun: Maverick and those fighter jets.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Yep. No, the fighter jets are definitely, I mean, okay, every time honestly, I feel like sound was the reason Tom Cruise pushed so much for people to watch this movie in theaters.
Absolutely.
Because that you can't capture that on a home screen unless you have like a home theater or something like that, like a legit home theater.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that definitely needed to be watched in theaters.
I agree.
So I honestly kind of want to go Top Gun: Maverick on this one.
I do too.
Yeah.
I will agree. I wouldn't mind if the Batman won, but if I had to put my money on a movie, I would say Top Gun: Maverick because it was an amazing movie, and I think it needs to win something for how great it was. Because I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, but I do think it needs to win something. And I mean, you can even say that movie really helped save theaters. Yeah, it really did. And the sound in it was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was a thrill ride. So I do think Top Gun: Maverick will win.
I also wouldn't be mad at All Quiet either.
No,
any war film is, just going to be crazy intense with that sound as well. But yeah, Top Gun: Maverick on this one.
All right. Both got our money on Top Gun: Maverick for sound. Next, visual effects. Should I even read their nominees for this one? I feel like we know who the fuck's going to win visual effects.
For real, honestly.
Jesus.
I guess just read it for the audience. But yeah, I think we both already are in agreement on this one.
Here's the nominees for visual effects. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick. Gee, I wonder who's going to win that category.
I think, okay, even though we know, definitely a snub on that one is going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I could agree with that. Yeah, I am kind of shocked to not see that one on there for visual effects. But obviously, Avatar: The Way of Water is going to win this shit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even really matter.
No, it doesn't. We have our beefs with that movie.
Right.
But that is one thing that it did incredibly.
Literally why it's made.
It's literally why it was made.
Yes.
Is to go see a visually stunning movie.
I agree. Easily the best part of Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah.
And that's definitely going to win for visual effects at this year's Oscars.
For sure.
Now, time for the granddaddy of them all. We have the last category of the night, Best Picture.
Oof.
I feel like the Best Picture list has grown in numbers like over the years. Like there's 10 nominees. It didn't used to be that long.
I saw that. I was like, what is with all these nominees?
Yeah. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And the nominees for Best Picture are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun: Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking.
I'm actually really happy Triangle of Sadness made it on that list.
Yeah.
Top 3, All Quiet.
Okay.
Everything Everywhere.
Obviously.
Or Triangle of Sadness.
That ain't winning. As much as we love it, that ain't winning.
I know it's not.
Now we know Everything Everywhere has been sweeping, absolutely sweeping.
Yes.
For Best Picture at the Golden Globes, SAG Awards. Like everyone has Everything Everywhere pictured as a winner.
Yeah. Okay, now I think about it, there's no way Triangle. I love it. I love it so much. Like it's definitely a personal favorite of these Oscar movies.
Yeah.
But I know it's not going to happen.
No.
But so yeah, top 2 would probably be All Quiet or Everything Everywhere. Is there another one that sticks out to you that you think has a shot at Best Picture?
No, I'm sorry. Like I mean, The Banshees, maybe, but I still don't think.
Yeah, I don't think that.
All Quiet. I would say All Quiet, The Banshees, and Everything Everywhere are the three that I would put my money on.
Yeah.
But without a doubt, Everything Everywhere is going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, well, deservingly.
For sure.
For sure. It's just going to be another one of those movies that sweeps the awards. And I think a snub for sure in this category is going to be Babylon.
Babylon.
Look,
man loves his Babylon.
Man loves his Babylon, and I sure as hell do. And I know what the reviews are. The reviews are not good.
No, they're not.
But it's a fucking masterpiece to me, and I think that it should have at least gotten a nomination for Best Picture.
No, I loved it too.
I easily think it is better than at least half of this lineup. I
For
really
sure.
do.
I'll tell you right now, better than Banshees of Inisherin, better than Elvis, better than Fablemans,
Yes, I agree.
better than Women Talking,
Yep.
and better than Tar.
Better than Avatar.
Better than I totally forgot that. Yeah, definitely better than Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. 100% agree. It's definitely better than more than half of this lineup.
Yeah.
I do not understand how it did not get a nomination. I don't understand the critic hate on it.
I don't either.
I don't get it because I freaking loved it.
Yep. So I think that is going to be my biggest snub for Best Picture for sure. And obviously, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to win for the Granddaddy Best Picture.
That is definitely a good bet.
Yeah. All right. Well, that covers it for all the categories. Before we go, though, I do want to give my ranking of the Best Picture nominees. So here's my ranking of this year's Oscars Best Picture nominees. Coming in at last place at number 10, this is going to be a hot fucking take, I feel like. I got Avatar: The Way of Water.
No, that's not a hot take to me.
It's going to be. Watch.
I understand. Yeah, it is going to be a hot take.
It's going to be hot.
But I agree with you on that.
I've already said my opinion on this movie. There's no denying how beautiful it looks, how stunning the effects are.
But the story is average at best.
I mean, and I just really did not like that they brought back the antagonist from the first Avatar. It just kind of ruined everything that happened in the first movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was
that's my stand on it.
It was Avatar 1 version 2.0.
Right.
Like that was literally it.
That's my opinion. I know people are not going to like that, but whatever.
What's the rest of this ranking?
All right. At 9, I have Elvis.
Okay.
Again, I mean, like, not a bad movie, but
no,
it was nothing like spectacular. That didn't have me mesmerized.
Yeah.
Austin Butler was amazing.
No, yeah, he was the best part about that movie.
Fucking hated Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Did not like him. At number 8, I do have Women Talking. I thought it had great writing, great performances. Color grading, I thought was really distracting. It was just, the color grading was really weird. And I get it, it's a sad story, but I just thought it kind of got distracting at some points. At number 7, I have Tar. Again, I feel like this might be
I think that's going to be a hot take too.
hot take as well. Kate Blanchett, amazing. There's no denying that. She gave a great performance. But I just felt really unsatisfied with some subplots and relationships with other side characters in that movie. I just felt very unsatisfied. And I just didn't think it needed to be as long as it was. But again, Kate Blanchett was absolutely amazing. Cinematography was great in that movie as well. At number 6, I have The Fablemans.
Okay.
Think that's a little low or too high?
No, that's
Right where
probably
it should,
right where it
okay.
should be, honestly.
I mean,
I think as far as like ratings go,
Right.
that might be another hot take though.
Okay. I mean, look, I enjoyed it. It's Steven Spielberg's love letter to Hollywood. What's not to enjoy about
No,
that?
I liked it too.
I thought the teen performances in it were great.
Yeah,
He gave a great performance as Sam in that movie.
yeah, he did.
Paul Dano, once again, just proves to me that, I'm sorry, he's got the most punchable face ever, man.
Bro, he does.
I don't
know
get
why.
it, man.
I think it's the weak chin.
And he's a great actor.
Yeah, he is.
But you know
Honestly,
what? I
like,
think it is a weak chin.
I think it's the weak chin. But I mean, I did like him in this movie though. I thought he played his part well. But I had a little hard time taking him seriously as like the not overbearing father, but just like unsupportive, unsupportive father.
Logistical father.
Yeah,
I agree. I could honestly.
However, he did also have to be a nerd, and he played the nerd part well.
I mean, he did that in the fucking Batman as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wasn't the biggest fan of him in this movie. Michelle Williams was great. I mean, then you have like Seth Rogen too. So I feel like
Seth Rogen, I thought was a hilarious casting. Like I did not expect him in that movie at all.
There was like great performances, but then some random performances as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, it's Steven Spielberg's pretty much story of his childhood, a love letter to Hollywood. So what's not to like about that? At number 5, I have The Banshees of Inisherin. Again, hope I'm saying that right. I've said many versions of this title.
Yeah, he has. He can't seem to pick one.
I know.
But whatever. Hopefully one of them is right.
Colin Farrell really surprised me in this. I did love his performance. I thought he was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it was a very simple plot. Simple movie, but I like that about it. At number 4, I do have Triangle of Sadness. I know that one's going to be a hot take.
That's a hot take.
I low-key even could put it even a little higher if this was off personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
The more I think about that movie, the more I really enjoyed it.
Bro, I loved it so much.
I love the dark, twisted humor in it.
It was hilarious.
Yep.
Fucked up, which we love.
Yep. Just random as shit.
So random. Like I literally thought when I first saw this, I went into this movie blind.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first saw the intro, I was like, oh, we're going to see the life of models and, like dealing with, public, relations and public image and that kind of thing. Like, that's what I thought this whole thing was going to be about. But nope, we're going to end up on a fucking deserted island.
That's going to be basically a movie talking about eating the rich.
Yeah, eating the rich and, how this cleaning lady ends up becoming like the freaking dictator of their little community that they made. And what the hell?
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere.
Number 3, I do have Top Gun Maverick. It's just an enjoyable ass movie from start to finish.
Yeah.
What wasn't to like about this movie?
I know. It was thrilling. It had Tom Cruise.
It's a great theater experience.
Great theater experience, great music, giving us back our classic Top Gun Top Gun theme.
Number 2, I do have All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay.
I don't know. I know people have their own opinion on war movies. I've seen 5-star ratings on this movie, but then I've also seen 3-star ratings on this movie where On the Western Front just didn't capture them. So I've seen both sides of the spectrum when it comes to this war movie. But for me, though, I thought it was amazing. I love the cinematography in it. I love the story. I love the relationships in this movie.
The tragic ending.
Yeah. So just how much it actually captured war.
And how real it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, and I think that's what people love the most about this is like how scary real it was.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I first saw that, I thought that was gonna be movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw Everything Everywhere.
Here's the thing. I think All Quiet on the Western Front will win Best International Film.
Yeah.
So I think it'll get its recognition there for sure. Another one that could win for that category was Argentina 1985. But I do think All Quiet is better. So I think it'll get its recognition in that category, which means it won't win for Best Picture, obviously.
Probably. Yeah.
But a great foreign film. I watched it in German.
Yep.
And that was the way to do it.
And then obviously number 1.
Obviously number 1, especially after rewatching this movie, further consideration, Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to be number 1.
Yeah.
It just had everything. Like we were saying, it's very well-rounded. You had
well-rounded with everything.
Comedic moments, didn't take itself too serious, but had a lot of heartfelt moments in there as well. Amazing performances, just all around a great story too.
Yeah.
Best multiverse movie.
Best multiverse movie that year.
Yep, best multiverse movie that year. Doctor Strange, who? And it was really funny because I remember seeing a trailer for Everything Everywhere in theaters, and at first I was like, we're getting another multiverse movie this year? Like, what is this Marvel knockoff of Doctor Strange?
I was like, what are the odds of that? Like, we get 2 multiverse in 1 year.
And they were like released within very close to each other, release dates. And then come to realize, I mean, Everything Everywhere All at Once just fucking blows Doctor Strange out of the water when it comes to a multiverse movie.
Yeah.
Insane.
Honestly, bro, I wonder if they planned that. If they wanted, because they knew people were going to show up for Marvel and they knew it was a multiverse movie. And you're like, bro, let's get this out right at the multiverse release. Ooh. So that way people are talking about multiverse and then they see another multiverse movie and they go see it.
Ooh, that's smart, actually.
Right?
But yeah. Number 1, obviously, Everything Everywhere All at Once for my Best Picture nominee rankings. And obviously, I can't forget to mention once again, snubbed Babylon. That would be my personal number 1 on Best Picture nominations. I'm not bullshitting.
Really?
I don't think it would have won, but that is my favorite one. That is my favorite one.
Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did like that movie a lot too.
It just captured me. It just captured me that much.
You love Hollywood movies, bro. You love Hollywood movies. I have noticed that. Anything about like the behind the scenes, about the actors with Hollywood and recording, especially with these like history pieces as well. Those always get you.
Well, I mean, especially learning about the history of Hollywood in film school and having to take so many goddamn history of cinema courses. It finally pays off. I mean, I could you know, while the movie was going on, I knew exactly what parts in Hollywood's history they were talking about.
Yeah. So maybe Blake likes him just because it makes him feel smart. He's like, I fucking know this.
Fucking film school finally paid off. So maybe that's why I love it so much. But I mean, I also love Damien Chazelle. I love the scores that he brings. I mean, and then the performances as well. It was just all amazing to me. I love the story. So yeah, if it was up to me, Babylon would have been my #1 nomination for Best Picture.
All right.
But that's me. I know it's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for our prestigious night, our Oscar predictions. As we, as you know, we dress suit and tie for this occasion.
Yes, sir.
First time we've done that.
Yeah, that is the first time we've done this on this channel. But hey, got to dress it up for the Oscars.
Got to. It's the most prestigious night in Hollywood. But thanks again for sticking around this long. If you made it to the very end, we appreciate that. Make sure you go ahead and give us a rating, whether you're listening to on Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening to. Give us a rating. It always helps out. And as always, you know, give us a follow on our social media accounts as well. You can find us on TikTok every day. You can hang out with us live on Twitch weekly as well. I'm actually excited for the Oscars this year because I think the lineup is pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
And after the last few years that the Oscar has gone down and down and down, I think this could give it life again.
I think so too. And honestly, now I'm even more excited because I want to see how our predictions line up. I want to see how they line up.
I know. I want to see how the predictions line up. Oh, speaking of that as well.
Watch us be totally wrong.
I know, right? Speaking of that as well, we will be going live. We'll do a live stream during the Oscars as well. We'll be live on Twitch and we'll be live on TikTok. So if you want to join us and watch the Oscars with us and, you know, get our initial reactions to the awards, come join us. We'll be live.
Oh, be a good time.
Yeah. But thanks again for listening, guys. As always, with me, my co-host, Garrett, and we'll see you next time on Blake's Takes.
Good night.
Good night. We'll get played off. Ready? Garrett's going to get played off. All right. See you later, guys.
Oh, God.